So in C++ and data structure, let us see error handling and exceptions. What is handling errors means we always, and we will be confronted with errors in our program. We will always have errors, and we have implemented a linked list in our previous discussion. Let us suppose that we have added a function in this get. If you remember, get means that to that position, get the value which returns the element at that given position. Now someone else who got hold of this code writes something like this, means he has linked list, he made a new linked list, and then this is the variable, and from I 1 to 10, see, he is going from 1 to 10, and then he is adding and trying to print out the value at 15. So when this particular line will be called, the list does not have this 15 element. It does not have it. So what will be returned? What program is going to return? So if you ran a loop of around 15 steps through this loop, the result will likely be attempting at dereferencing a null pointer, which will be triggering a error. So a error will be triggered about just calling this particular statement. The program is going to quit, and the person who is using this linked list will really not know what is going on. Of course, he has to do some debugging. So how to deal with these problems in a correct manner? The first is, you can claim that this is not your problem because you have made it, but if somebody has used and you say it is not my problem, it is your problem, the user's problem. Means you say garbage in, garbage out, whatever you give input, if it is garbage is going to come out. But it doesn't look very reasonable when we are actually ethically working on a software, or trying to work out that we have to have a good data structure on which some programming has to be built. So what good habits we can have? You can do things to improve it, but you can also have idea to return a magic number which is -1. What is this? This is going to work when the list is known to only contain positive values. The programmer, because what we can return is -1. The programmer could then use this unexpected return, this -1, to debug their code. But if the list can contain any integer, this is not a safe value because the list may contain -1 also, this number also. So this may not be a magic value if the values content are maybe sometimes similar to this -1. Okay. So what to do? The program might simply choose to ignore these bad returns. This can also happen, which would cause errors to trickle up. But there is one more approach or option, is to assert the statement, assertion of the statement. So assert is a very good debugging technique. We can insert the statement assert at the first line where we actually found out that this size get line, and for usage of this assert statement you have to include #include c assert. This is the include file. So the assert statement simply results or causes the program to crash when the asserted condition fails to hold, right? While this is still a crash, we are trying to remove this problem, but at least it gives more useful information, printing in which line the crash happened, and you can make a log what condition failed, so you can debug it easily. But the problem is the program still crashes. It does not have the option of dealing with the error by itself. Program should control and remove the error by itself if it is there. So the problem, this and the solutions which we talked about, they still involve crashes. they may not be handling mistakes properly. For example, if you are running you have a website and you are running a backend database or a control software for a rocket or a nuclear power plant. Can you imagine? Can you imagine the extent of problem or the destruction it is going to cost? So it would be better to actually signal to the caller of our function that something has gone wrong and give him a chance to handle the mistake. So let us talk about this setting flags now. We have already discussed what all solutions can be there, what can be used, what cannot be used. So the way errors are traditionally signaled in C language is by making the function return a boolean value, means true or false, instead of actual value. They are not returning this actual value and we are checking that value, okay, this is correct or not, but rather in C, the return value is boolean, true or false, and passing the actual value by reference in another variable. So return will be a boolean and the passing value and the returning value will be in some form of reference. For example, let us take what we have just told. Let us take an example depicting it, that we have a linked list getting a position at some position, some value. So if this position is like this, then from 0 to position we start with the head, and each next we assign this value to this val. So now we have a significant improvement, but there is a downside, that the calling function may still ignore the bool value, because this is the bool value, we are returning the bool value, and simply use the undefined value in this val. Then we come to exceptions. We have talked about this flags, but exceptions are more stronger. C++ uses exceptions. So C++, what it does, exceptions, it uses exceptions which allow to provide feedback about the success of an operation. In what manner? In such a way that a caller must deal with the failure condition explicitly. So what do we mean actually by exception? Is that upon failure a method notifies the calling code by throwing. It means giving an exception or providing an exception, means throwing an exception. This exception, it propagates through this stack of program until it reaches a piece of code which is actually designed to handle this thrown exception. If no such code to handle this exception is found, the program actually terminates. So let us see this version of our get, which was in C, to some form of exceptions added. That in this linked list we are getting wanted to get some value from some position. We start with the size, we throw logic error, that is position is too large, so we try to throw an error. That is why we are saying that we are throwing an exception. Then again all those stuff. So this throwing, whenever you want to write this throw handle exception, first of all you have to handle and include exception. This is very important. So any kind of object, whether it be integer or an item, this can be thrown and easily treated as an exception. So you are providing a medicine or treating to a certain problem or a virus. So the virus is thrown and then treatment is done. You'd like only use objects because that inherit from the class exception, since they contain more standard methods that will tell you about what caused the exception. So C++ also provide a few standard types of exceptions which are pre-implemented in this std except. This is a more wider exception handler, and this is some exception which are pre-implemented. For example, the class logic error we have used already. This is included in this std except. So throwing a type of exception whose name reflect the type of error that had happened. This helps in understanding what error has occurred. So now we can easily handle the error. We use try and catch construct to deal with it. And why we are using try? Because try is used for a block that may throw an exception. And catch, what is catch doing? It is providing a code to execute a case. An exception actually does happen if in case. So if a piece of code would not know what to do with an exception, it should not catch it. Rather, instead, it percolate up to a higher level where it may be reasonably controlled. So in our earlier problem, which we started by saying that the main function here will be the error. So now we say that we'll keep this inside a print try. This print inside a try, and then in catch we'll say logic error has occurred. So if an exception occurs, the execution of the try block terminates. So we never get to the second line actually of printing successfully. This line will not be able to go or reach. So instead the program jumps to the first catch block that matches the exception. So because a logic error was thrown, the catch block matches, so the program prints the message. It will then also print the string we have passed into the constructor, that is head pointer was null, that was in constructor, since that's what it returned by what function in the class exception. So the existence of this what function in one of the is actually the reason to use classes derived from exception. So if you write your own exception class, you should inherit from exception and overload the virtual. Notice in this example that E is in this E is actually exception object which is passed by reference. So it has some data actually. What data? We just put a message string in it, but we could also have put in the description of the variables that caused the real exception. So we could write our own exception object to throw as well. For example, you may decide that we want a specific exception type to signal if the index is out of bounds, like out of bounds exception, inherit from public exceptions, and all those codes which you want to put in. Then we would throw specifically this out of bound. This you can also already make, and you can use or throw this out of bound exception rather than a logic error. So this try block can have multiple catch blocks associated with it, just like switch, to deal with different type of exception, and the program will execute the first catch block in our case that matches the exception that is thrown. So this means that more specific types of exception should precede the more general ones, and in this linked list program we see this is one exception catch, this is other catch. So this has to be this out of bound is more precise or more specific. It has to come first. So the first block may have some treatment for specifically the case where the array index was out, like out of bound exception, while the second block may have a less specific treatment with some other if some less specific error has occurred. And if we have to put two catch blocks in the opposite order, the special treatment for out of bound exception would never come actually. So as all those exceptions will already be covered by the more general block. So this was error handling and exception handling in C++ object oriented data structure system. Thank you.